One of the big differences between us and Bani Israel, that they were nationalistic. That kept them from the truth. Allah made this guidance for humanity. You know what that means? When you and I say La ilaha illallah, there is nothing between us stronger than that kalima. It is thicker than blood, it is thicker than the color of my skin, it is thicker than the country of my origin, or the accent on my tongue, it is thicker than the origin of my ancestors. None of that is relevant now. What is relevant now is that you and I share La ilaha illallah. That is relevant now. That is this ummah. That's what that means. That is what that means. And the way we keep that unity intact, and the way we keep that unity strong, Allah Azza wa Jal gave us a system by which we stand like a unified army every few hours, standing in a row, not by rank of age or color. Just by La ilaha illallah, you stand in one row, and you don't get ahead of the other brother, make straight lines. And you do what when you get united? You recite Allah's word. So if you and I stand in salat, and we don't understand Allah's word, we listen to the Quran being recited, and we don't get it, it's not our fault. We're not Arabs. I'm not Arab either. It's not our fault. The vast majority of this ummah is not Arab. They're not Arab. So easy argument is, hey, I'm not Arab, it's not my fault. That's why I don't know the Quran. That's why I listen to it, it sounds kind of nice. But I don't know what that means. I'll just read translation. Honestly, ask yourself this question. Who in the world is going to write a translation that will compete with Allah's words? Who's going to do that? Who's going to translate the beauty, the perfection, the guidance, the strength, the effect of Allah's words? These are Allah's words. There's no alternative. There's no alternative. I'm trying to translate the ayat for you, but you got to taste that sweetness yourself. Now, when that comes to mind, then we all understand that the learning of this language, for the sake of being able to say to Allah, I didn't come to this language, Ya Allah. I didn't learn this language so I can chit-chat with the imam sometimes. I didn't learn this language so I can order a shawarma at the Moroccan restaurant. I learned this language so when I make salat, that I can talk to you. That you're talking to me. That there's a conversation between us. And that conversation, when the Quran is in our hearts and it's affecting us and we're understanding it, then unity becomes easy. It becomes easy. You're already physically together. Now your hearts are together because they're unified by the same message. But right now, there's not the same message when we're standing in salat. It's a tragedy. It's a catastrophe. We need to work on this. We need to work on this. And I give you some historical backdrop and I'm done. I tell you, the greatest contributions to the study of the Arabic language was made by non-Arabs. The greatest contributions. The first compilation of Arabic grammar was made by a man named Sibawayh. He compiled Arabic grammar as we study it today, non-Arab. The greatest mufassirun who talked about the linguistic beauty and perfection of the Quran were non-Arabs. They were non-Arabs. The vast majority of this ummah, population-wise, is non-Arabs. And the majority of scholarship of this ummah is also non-Arabs, just by statistics. Some of our greatest scholars are sitting in places far from Arabia, to this day. To this day. It is not, what Allah did is something remarkable. He took the Arabic language and instead of making it the language of a people, from a certain race, a certain background, He made it a language of His own, of His book. So the messenger was asked at one occasion, who's an Arab? Who's an Arab? You would say, people from Yemen, Sham, Syria, Jordan. These are Arabs. إِنَّمَا الْعَرَبُ لِسَانٌ. The Arab is just a language. Suhaib al-Rumi comes from Rome. He's a Roman. Salman al-Farisi comes from Persia. Bilal al-Habashi is from Abyssinia. But when they speak Arabic and when they understand the Quran, by the Prophet's definition, they are Arabs. They are Arabs. And Islam didn't come, this Arabic language I'm emphasizing, not so that we get rid of the languages we have. No. That's not our history. That's not our history. But it's the common second language of all Muslims. It's a fundamental of all Muslims. At least at the level that you can enjoy your salat. You can know what's going on between you and Allah's word. At least that much. Then you ask yourself, and the question comes to mind, it's going to be hard. I can't do it. It's too much. I tried one time. And as soon as they talked about Rafa, Nasab, and Jar, I was like, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. I can't do this. I'm even bad at English grammar. How am I going to do Arabic? It's way too much work. Just keep two things in your mind, and I promise you, you will have success. I promise you. You come look me up if it doesn't work, okay? Two things. One thing is a promise of the Messenger, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the second thing is a promise of Allah. The first thing, the promise of the Messenger, this occurs in Bukhari. The Messenger says, Al-Mahiru bil-Qur'ani ma'a-safara al-kiram al-barara. The expert in the Qur'an is ranked among the highest angels. The expert. Not you and me, the expert. Is way up there. Among the highest, al-kiram al-barara. These are the angels that record revelation, by the way. These are the top angels. And he says, وَالَّذِي يَتَتَعْتَعْ فِيهِ وَالَّذِي يَقْرَأُ الْقُرْآنَ وَهُوَ يَتَتَعْتَعْ فِيهِ وَهُوَ عَلَيْهِ شَاقٌ. And the one who reads the Qur'an and he stumbles in it. He reads and he can't get the ayn out, it hurts his throat. And the tajweed teacher says qaf and he says kaf, and he says qaf and he says kaf. And he says ayn and he says ayn. And it's just not working. For 6 months the ayn he's working on. It's just not working. He stumbles in it. وَهُوَ عَلَيْهِ شَاقٌ. And it's very hard on him. It doesn't come easy for him. لَهُ أَجْرَانِ. He's got twice. The expert was ranked among the top angels, and the one who's struggling is twice that. Is twice that. That's the Prophet's promise. So if you're having a hard time learning Arabic, congratulations. Honestly. Seriously, don't give it up, because you're just eating up the rewards. And here's the second promise. This promise is from Allah. He mentions this promise 3 times. You know why Quran repeats something multiple times? You know why? Because when someone needs to hear it more than once, Allah says it more than once. And maybe He didn't hit you the first time, He says it again. Maybe He didn't hit you the second time, He says it again. Just like your mother, do your homework. Do your homework. Do your homework. Oh, you mean do my homework? You know, it takes a while. It takes a little while. What does Allah Azza wa Jalla say? He says, وَلَقَدْ يَسَّرْنَا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ وَلَقَدْ يَسَّرْنَا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ فَهَلْ مِن مُدَّكِرٍ. We already made the Qur'an incredibly easy. We made the Qur'an incredibly easy. Now He didn't say, what about the Qur'an? Is it memorization of the Qur'an? Is it the tajweed of the Qur'an? Is it the tafsir of the Qur'an? Is it the language of the Qur'an? He didn't restrict it to any one of these things, which means what? Everything. Everything about the Qur'an, who made easy? Not me, not you, not your teacher, not a curriculum, not a book. Allah made that easy, but then He put a condition on it. He said it's easy, but you only have one condition. وَلَقَدْ يَسَّرْنَا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ. If you have the intent of remembrance. If you really want to remember Allah, if you really, really want to remember Allah, and you say to Allah, you gave this salah so I can remember you. أَقِمِ الصَّلَاةَ لِذِكْرِي. Allah told Musa, establish prayer so you can remember me. And if you really want to remember Allah, like He deserves to be remembered, and that is your motivation for learning anything about the Qur'an, if that's your motivation, then Allah's guarantee, not anybody else's, He will make it easy. He will make it easy, not anybody else. That's His promise. And you call Him on His promise. Oh Allah, you said you'll make it easy. I'm going to try again. I know I tried 5-6 times before, but I'm going to try again, because your promise I just got reminded. وَلَقَدْ يَسَّرْنَا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ. But then He ends the ayah with a challenge, and I'll end with this challenge. As an ummah, one thing that will unite us is a unified love of this Qur'an. A unified love of encouraging each other to learn more of it, remind each other of it, learn it together.